Okay, so welcome to round 12 around Nurburgring GP. So this week sees us in the wet and dry, so I'll do a dry track guide, followed by the uninterrupted lap, and then the wet again with an uninterrupted lap. So this car does look good around here, again thanks to Showman and Easy Clean, the major sponsors. So onto the main straight, here we go. So still shifting at the end of the rev bar here. So first braking marker, so important notes again, this track's very strong for from wind from what I've seen in my short amount of practice so far. But with the new physics, the cars love to be more braking in a straight line and slight less trail braking. So with this car, if you're in a straight line, you can stop it a bit quicker than if you're slightly on the angle or whatnot. So first corner here, just as that side road ends, or just before the 100, around the 100 meter board. Down to first, trying to clip this apex here. I use second just before or on the apex just to help rotate it. Then you just start bringing on the throttle as early as you can, get confidence there. This one just a dab of the brakes, staying in second, just to get the rotation, bringing on the throttle, up into the third. Yeah, you can basically put your whole car out into this area here, so safe bet is keep your left wheels on that white line, I reckon, or probably the red curbing's probably the limit. Now braking, so off throttle there, but braking, don't really have a braking marker here, but just around where the just before that the mesh starts there, I suppose, up ahead. Getting it tucked in, can use first or just hold in second. Using the gears to rotate the car, so this corner here, again, if you cut it too close to the fence, you will get a 2-second penalty, I believe it is. So just, again, left wheel, probably on the white line. Use all the track limits out here. Up in the first sector. So you're braking at the end of this little side road, so basically level with the last cone. I downshift a bit, like just around, just before the apex, just to get that rotation. Keeping it tucked in. And then just before, as the curb ended on the left there, sorry I was a bit slow. Getting it tucked into the right, driving it out, in the third. Coming down the hill. So this one again, when that meshy stuff starts on the left hand side up here, if not just after, there is slightly different braking modes. You can go more of a straight line direct here to the corner, or you can do a bit wider and go a late apex. So find what suits you better. I prefer to get the late apex because you got the straight leading off. So get your wheels up onto this curb here. A little slight lift as you're heading into it. If you clip this curb here on the left, it actually helps. It kind of unsettles the car, but actually helps rotate it and pull it around too. And using all the limits of the track road here, so the 100 meter board, or just before. You can get your confidence up, getting it tucked in. You can use second or third there, probably in the race, third. Getting on the power early, keeping that flow. Just a little dab of the brakes here, no more than 50%. Otherwise you'll start to understeer. Getting it tucked in, on the power early. Probably call this the back straight. So full throttle. All the way down, so using the 100 meter board on fresh tyres. Just draw it back probably 10 meters, be on the safety side here. And this is probably the corner that gains you can either gain you half a second or lose you a second. So I find, through using a trap guide from a pro, from a way back, he went to first here and then straight back up in the second. In doing that, it settles the car a bit more. Or you can just approach it in second and keep a little bit of throttle on it, like with the Red Bulls over the curbs there. A little bit of throttle helps keep the car stable. Jump it over. So this you can always aim straight at it, at the little orange stick. It's always there every lap, even if you hit it. Or the track limits are basically your left tyres. So if you're hitting it with your left tyres, you're on the edge of the track limits. Get a little bit taily there. Wasn't my best one through it. Using all the curb here. The little witch's hat there on the right into the pit lane is my kind of reference here to start slowing down. So when that's kind of just in front of me. Missed the apex just a little bit there, but bring on the power nice and early, using all the road, out wide. And that's 157 flat. So yeah, that time may or may not improve. Again, it's pretty early on the week. I reckon there's probably another couple tenths in that one just for me. And that was the second lap. So this car does like to lose fuel. Alright, I'll leave you there with that one. Do the lap without me talking, and then we'll switch to the wet weather guide where we get a bit moist. Alright, I'll try and remain loud here because the rain will be quite noisy. But yeah, hopefully you guys can hear me speaking when I go to the bonnet cam. But yeah, this is in the very torrential, the very last setting you can do if you want to practice it. And you guys can do what you need to in between, in the middle of that. So I'd just say take note of, you know, do some practice sessions throughout the week. Again, I may not have the perfect lines yet. Again, so just take note of what other people are doing. Have a watch of some of the other Div 1 drivers and Div 2 drivers, you know. See if there's something that grabs your attention, makes it a bit quicker. But again, with wet tracks, generally the racing line isn't the quickest line. Generally half a car width wide. And yeah, just be patient. If you do run off, take your time to get the tyres back up to temperature. So yeah, here we go. So my mic is close to my mouth here, so again, hopefully you can hear me good. Thanks KZ for this wonderful German weather in your home country. So looking about the 150 metre board there, so most of my brake markers will be 50 metres off and not a lot of full brake pressure unless I'm 100% in a straight line. So 100% now. Getting it tucked in, using the gear to rotate the car again. We're out on this dirty road, which in the wet is good. Tucking it in, just being very patient, very patient. Let the car drift up, use your gears, a little bit slide there. Again, a bit slower, but you'll get the grip as soon as you hit the marbles, so to speak. Very patient through this section. Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. You'll find that even if you got wheel spin like I did then, if you're not using 100% throttle and your steering angle's rather straight, you shouldn't lose it. This car's actually pretty stable there. So at the start of the bridges that's here. Nice and gentle, getting it tucked in. Use your gears to rotate instead of your throttle. Lightly on the throttle there. Hey, look at that. You can actually see the racing line here. So braking again just before that area. So just there's a service road on my left right now. So those bricks there start to brake just as they start. I use this. It almost looks like a dry line. So using the camber of the corner. This car was a lot of fun to do this lap in. Don't use the curb now. Yeah, a little bit of brake just leading into it, just to get that rotation started. Easy on the throttle. So that line, I used this side of the track. You can have it more a car width to your left, because right at the exit of this corner, it's a bit like the Red Bull ring, where the car will start to aquaplane out of nowhere. The start of the service road here on the right. On the brakes. Getting it tucked in. So I've started to find too these little pockets of rain on the side with the new update. They're not like massive puddles that are going to send your car, as Tombo says, to Narnia. So you can actually use them here. As long as you're gentle on the steering input, supposed to stay a little bit left there and just nice and smooth through here. So 150 metre board instead of the 100 this time. So I haven't nailed this section yet, but still using the same line, using second gear. It's probably the one spot there. That's going to be the traction limiter spot here, so I think there might be a different way to do this corner that's better than that. But yeah, just be very careful on the traction here. All the wheel spin in third, but getting it tucked in. Again, car with wide, so just using that dirtier road to keep the traction. It's normally is better in the wet. And that's 220 for the wet, so yeah, I don't know, that could improve by a couple of seconds, but yeah, at least it's a good guide. So generally speaking, braking markers 50 metres back from what you would, except for the slower corners, just maybe 20 metres back. Well, good luck everyone. Remember to practice in your time slots too. This is in the afternoon session for us, and 31 laps, so looking at 14 or so laps of fuel on full tank, flat out. So might need a little bit of fuel save, but yeah, we'll work on that in the strategy chat towards the end of the week. I'll try and do some running, because if it does get a bit wet, we'll probably save a bit of fuel. I don't think hards are going to be a thing, so just 2 lots of medium, 2 medium stints if there's no wet weather comes about. And if anything to go by, just have your radar zoomed all the way out and make sure you judge where it's coming across the track, because it may only be a little wave like me and Showman experienced in Spa, where a lot of people pitted. We all stayed out because we actually read the radar correctly, and we won the race by half a minute or so. So yeah, good luck everyone, and yeah, cheers, hopefully it helps.